Hey everyone! 'Tis the season to be buying. It's the end of the year and there are no big phone releases until January of next year. So with that, there's a lot of sales and it's generally a good time to get a phone. However, not everybody can afford a lofty flagship, and today we're focusing on value, aka the mid-range. The mid-range is really competitive, and the differences between phones at 200, 250, and 300 euro are significant. So we decided to split it into three and have victors and runners-up in each category. With that, I'm Angie for GSMArena, and these are the best mid-rangers of 2019. Let's start off with the lowest price bracket on this list, 200 euro. You can get a phone at a lower price, but it'll be in budget territory. Budget phones are all about compromises, and considering this is the tool that you use most every single day, you want it to be more than just decent in terms of user experience. Our runner-up for 200 euro is the Realme 5 Pro. This is a phone with excellent battery life and 20-watt fast charging. While not spectacular, the main camera is solid in most shooting scenarios, and the chipset has plenty of power for the money. On the downside, it has no NFC, and the shots taken with the macro and ultra-wide cameras leave much to be desired. Realme is also relatively new to Europe, so people are less likely to trust it than a brand like Samsung or Xiaomi. So who is our victor at 200 euros? The Redmi Note 8T. This phone has pretty much everything that you want at this price. There's a large and sharp LCD, a modern chipset, and a huge battery. The build quality is also surprisingly nice, and you'll find Gorilla Glass 5 on both sides. What might be annoying is the weight. At 200 grams, it's quite hefty, and if you're using the phone for a longer period of time, it might get annoying. Moving on to the 250 euro price segment, our runner-up here is the Redmi Note 8 Pro. Xiaomi is continuing to dominate the mid-range, which is one of the reasons it's become such a recognizable brand in the West. The Note 8 Pro has some of the best battery life we've tested, it has snappy performance, and the 64-megapixel camera is great. Video quality was surprisingly good for the price too. However, it is an LCD rather than an AMOLED, and with the 4500 mAh battery, it's also not the lightest phone around. To be fair, our winner in this price segment isn't exactly lightweight either. The Samsung Galaxy M30s. The Samsung Galaxy M30s has a crazy 6000 mAh battery. The phone is on the chunkier side, and the large 6.4-inch display means it's not the easiest one to pocket. However, it's an AMOLED display, and that combined with the speedy, mid-tier chipset means that as far as media consumption is concerned, it should both last long and perform really well. There's even a promising triple camera setup with a 48-megapixel main camera. What's less than ideal is the lack of NFC and the plastic build. Although the gradient on the back is still modern and beautiful, it's a fingerprint magnet and slightly less premium than the glass you'll find on competing phones. At 300 euro, we've reached the edge of the mid-range. Here, we're getting many of the same features as the so-called flagship killers, but with downgraded chipsets. Our runner-up in this category is the Realme X2, and it boasts a bunch of excellent features. First is the amazing battery life and some of the fastest charging in this price segment. It can get 0 to 67% in half an hour, and from 0 to 100 in an hour and 15 minutes. It has one of the best chipsets for the money and flagship-grade haptic feedback, so typing and gaming should feel fantastic. The display is also a very color-accurate AMOLED that should make general media consumption feel even more pleasant, even if it's not the brightest display around. The X2's weaknesses are mostly in the camera department. While its main camera is excellent, the performance of the ultra-wide camera is underwhelming, and the telephoto is downright poor. Victory in our last mid-range category goes to the Xiaomi Mi 9T. First of all, the build quality and design of this phone are excellent. It has a beautiful back and notchless display with slim bezels all around. The display is a 6.4-inch AMOLED that's color accurate, bright, and HDR10 capable. The phone isn't light thanks to the 4000 mAh battery, but it's a beast in terms of battery life, and it got 100 hours on our endurance tests. The 9T has a more versatile camera setup with 3 focal lengths rather than just 2. It got great results from all 3 and was reliable both in broad daylight and in more challenging conditions. Even the pop-up selfie camera is excellent. It has the best chipset outside the 800 series Snapdragons, and as a whole, it doesn't really have any weak points. Well, okay, maybe just the one. It's priced really close to the Xiaomi Mi 9T Pro, so if you have 50 extra bucks to spend, I'd get that phone instead of the regular Mi 9T. You'll be getting flagship level internals for not that much more, but if you're strictly limited to the €300 range, then this is the phone to get. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe at the bell icon, and I'll see you guys next time.